Yeah. We're in trouble. Did you see that, Bell? We're in trouble because we laughed at Gordon Lightfoot.
What?
Yeah, we laughed at Gordon Lightfoot. So, and now we've been called sick because we laughed at Gordon Lightfoot and the sinking of the... We didn't laugh at the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
We laughed at Gordon's melody lines.
Yeah, because he's so morose in everything he does.
Yeah.
That's what we laughed at. No, you can't laugh at... Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Actually, here's the deal. I laugh at stuff that's sick all the time. Why? Because I had a horrible life, and guess what comedians do? Sometimes we find humor in stuff that other people don't find humor in.
Yeah, and I'll be laughing at it more now because of this.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna open that video when I get home tonight. I'm just gonna put it on repeat, and I'm gonna laugh at it the whole time.
Because it's Edmund. You're in trouble too, Ken.
Why?
Because you laughed at when we laughed at Gordon Lightfoot's moroseness,
Oh,
and so we've been told we're sick.
he is kind of morose.
Yeah, he's totally morose.
And it's kind of like what Bill said, too. They told him, look, dude, you got a hit
Yeah.
doing this. You got to keep it up.
Yeah.
Can
you be sad all the time?
It was like the Goo Goo Dolls. You know, the Goo Goo Dolls started out on Metal Blade Records as a metal band.
Really?
Then they got up to the point where Johnny was writing some acoustic songs, and their A&R guy went, guess what you are now?
You're a hit maker.
And the metal goes away.
That's right.
Interesting.
You're costing us money. We need you to make us money. Get your butt in there. Put some gel in your hair. Take some of the poof out, right? And give me a reason to love you. Whatever the song is. And yeah, Gordon, go listen to his stuff. Oh, God. It's just so...
If you could read my mind.
What a thought about a ghost in a wishing well?
Is that what that was?
Yeah. Wasn't that him? Wasn't he ghosting in the wishing well?
He did have Carefree Highway. I like that. That was kind of a chipper song.
That was the most chipper song he had. Carefree Highway.
Even though it was still kind of sad.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like he was upset at being carefree.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I have no class, no manners. I'm sure my grandparents are proud. No, they're dead, so I don't know what they are.
Oh, goodness.
Right? I'd have to ask them. You guys have a Ouija board?
Man,
I got one in my locker in the kitchen.
Oh. You guys are classless. Oh, he's turned off WTN for the day. No, sir, no.
What do we do?
I'm going to go listen to Hannity. He's going to tell me about a reverse mortgage.
It's just, some people are just so sensitive.
They are. We mentioned Christmas earlier, and somebody's like, you guys are pagans. We're like, what? Because I had a week off for Christmas, I'm a pagan? Or whatever?
No, because you celebrate Christmas, you're a pagan.
Whatever. Good God. How are people so uptight? I think we're going to get up to heaven, and first of all, you're going to find out, oh, my God, he's here. What am I doing here? He thinks I'm funny, so there's that. And secondly, he thinks you were too uptight. A little judgy.
The phrase lighten up Francis has never been more appropriate.
Lighten up Francis.
Great movie.
Oh, my Lord. I did watch him. By the way, our just a reminder, guys, and we'll make an announcement probably the next week or so.
Yeah.
We're a vast way through our amazing presentation of our version of Chadmark, which is like Hallmark.
Yeah.
Christmas extravaganza. And we were going to hold some
Yes, sir.
auditions to maybe bring some listeners on to be a part of the extravaganza.
Yes, sir.
So be prepared for that. I watched 3 this weekend, I think. I'm unstoppable. That's all I got to say. I'm unstoppable.
I got to figure out how I'm going to watch those Hallmark Christmas movies without YouTube TV. Because I got rid of my YouTube TV.
Why?
Because, man, they keep wanting more money, more and more money.
And then they're in the fight.
What is it, like $80 a month now?
We're paying closer to $100.
Yeah, and they're in a fight right now because Disney and ABC.
Yeah, so I just went ahead and I'm just buying, I'm buying ESPN Direct now.
Oh, how do you do that? Do you have Hulu?
$30 a month.
Hulu has ESPN.
Yeah, but my wife, she wanted a bundle that's more along her tastes.
Oh, okay.
Like, so she got Disney. It's Disney, Hulu, and Max.
Okay.
Speaking of which, HBO's like, they're showing football games now.
Yes.
They were showing Big 12 football Saturday.
Hey, I'm here to tell you guys right now, the sports is the only thing that people care about when it comes to the modern day bidding on stuff.
Yes.
Like old shows like Seinfeld and stuff, that's huge. But that's comfort food. People want the comfort food. But the rest of it in modern times, nobody cares. You have to have a hit show for 10 years.
Well, remember like a couple of months ago we were talking about how much money Gunsmoke still makes in syndication?
Wow.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, the Gunsmoke makes, it was ridiculous. And it was the number one show like in March or April.
Really?
Yeah, in the daytime. It was like the number one show.
Well,
it makes so much. People like comfort food. They like stuff they can have on in the background.
That's me.
And they could play on their phone or look at stuff, and they know exactly what's coming. And it brings them to its memories. And sports is the other thing we all like to do together live.
Yeah, the only reason I had YouTube TV was for football. And now that my team is in the SEC, I can get everything I want on ESPN. So I'm golden. I'm saving money.
Do it, baby. Do it. Woo! Yeah, so today I got Great America. I've got Hallmark.
Okay.
And so I will be, sometimes I'm too Christmas in it, right? On the computer and on my TV.
What? Too Christmas.
What?
So surely Roku has like a version of Hallmark.
Yeah, they all kind of do. They all have something. So, but and Hallmark realizes how big this is. I mean, it's.
No, they do.
If Elvis was alive today, he would be in deep trouble. Because, in the TV room, he had 3 TVs, so he could watch all 3 networks at the same time.
All 3. He'd have to have 5,000.
Yeah, he wouldn't get away with that now.
And Tubi, right, which is free if you guys never tried Tubi. And they do their own shows now, too.
Don't they have a paid component, though?
I don't know. They don't have a pay component. I don't think so.
Okay.
But they do their own stuff.
And they've got all of the Fantasy Islands. Mr. Rourke and Hervé Villechaize.
I was watching a behind-the-scenes thing the other day. I don't know how it came on about Hervé Villechaize. What a pain in the ass he was.
I did the same thing.
He got to be a little too big for his britches. And at 2 feet tall, that's kind of tough. He thought he and Ricardo Montalban were the same. He wanted the same money. And let's just say they kicked him off the curb. And that didn't go well for him.
Hard to fall, though.
I felt sorry for him, though, man. I read something. He was in constant pain in his life.
Yeah.
He had to sleep on his knees.
Yeah, because he was, it's.
It was one of those dwarfism, the part of dwarfism that,
his body started falling apart.
Yeah, his body is trying to grow like a normal body, but it doesn't have the room.
No, that's got to be, the pain. The pain that, you see, because you see even
the pain.
See, it's not just me who's a jerk. You know what else they said, though? He was horrible to the women.
Yeah, I heard that.
I've read that.
Run around just biting their butts.
Oh, my gosh. You can't do that.
You can't.
Even back then, you couldn't do that.
No. Who do you think you are, Bob Barker?
Richard Dawson?
Oh, Richard was great, man. He'd start Frenching all the women. Top 5 answers on the board. Your daughter's hot.
Well, he married a contestant.
He was awesome, though. That guy was the best.
Man, I meant to send this to you boys. I was scrolling through TikTok last night, and I saw a video of the current family, what's the show? Family Feud. Apparently, a man who just got married, his opponent is jumping up and down with joy, and let's just say she's bouncing around a lot.
Oh.
And Steve Harvey looks at me, he says, "You just got married, right?" You may not be married long. And I mean, the camera flashes to his new wife, and she is not happy.
Oh. I found a video on YouTube of Family Feud awesome. Where the question was like, "What's your biggest regret in life?" And the guy said, "Marrying my wife," while she was standing next to him.
Wow! Whoa.
And they won the game, and he murdered her later.
Goodness.
Love Bell. Bell's laughing about that one again with the horror.
I was getting ready, but Brother Bell.
It's so insane.
That is insane.
Bob Crane was wild. Somebody saw Bob Crane. Yeah, Bob Crane was. There was that movie that came out several years ago.
With Greg Kinnear and
right.
Willem Dafoe.
About Bob Crane and how just twisted he was.
Oh, he was a pervert and a half.
He was so twisted. He was so wacky.
Man.
Oh, the 70s.
Yeah, he was like into asphyxiation or something.
Yeah, he was all one of the. Didn't he, like, it was like a hotel room. He'd go have orgies and do all these weird things.
Strange.
Cocaine.
And when he was doing these dinner theater tours, he would always take his video equipment out with him, have it set up in the bedroom in case he got a girl back to the hotel.
Never know, just in case.
Goodness
me. And here we are. We could be talking about the government shutdown.
I say we talk about that every minute.
Every minute of every day of all the time.
Well, the shutdown's close to over. So
it is close to over. But it's still got... So the way the government shutdown works now is they voted on it, right? And a bunch of people crossed over. They crossed the moat.
They got those 5 votes they were waiting for.
So now they're good to go. Now what happens is it has to go back to the Senate floor. They'll debate on what goes in this thing. And then it goes down to the House. Then the House will pass it. Then Trump will sign it. And then...
We'll be right back where we were at the end of the year.
Yeah. And then, yeah, because this only goes to the 31st of January.
Right.
So this is not... Remember, this is a continuing resolution. This is not a full budget. They just kick the can. And in early December, in theory, they're supposed to debate on the floor on how they get the prices down of Obamacare and change it and kick it to the curb and start something fresh and new, which I don't know what the Republicans are going to do. Because this will be, in their situation, it'll be now on them. You know, as being a helper. It's got to be the Democrats, too, but this is now going to be theirs. So what do? Now's your chance, guys. Now's your chance.
Just shows the riff in the Democratic Party, man.
Yeah.
These were all establishment. I don't think they were the progressives.
No,
I don't think Tim Kaine is a progressive.
No, he's not. None of these people are progressive.
Dick Durbin's not a progressive.
No, he's old. He's retiring, though. That's the other thing. None of these people have anything to lose.
He's retiring. He's like, whatever.
Whatever. We need to get back to work. Tim Kaine's like, most of my constituents all work for the government.
Yes.
So they want to get back. 2 people in Nevada, which is kind of a purple state, they were over this, and they're having struggles. They wanted to get back. And then you go and look. Fetterman, of course, he's tired of it. He thinks everything that's going on.
Well, he's been voting with the Republicans all along.
Because he thinks they're childish. He thinks both sides are childish, which, by the way, I admire. That's why he's my spirit animal. Bob Crane, yes, was found dead in Scottsdale doing kinky blank in a hotel.
And it amazes me to this day that they still haven't formally solved that case.
Really?
I don't think, did they even really try hard?
Well, they made a lot of goofs when they were collecting evidence. And
there was a lot of stuff going on. That was a whole weird thing. That whole thing was bizarre. Hey, you know what show I'm watching right now?
What?
Death by Lightning.
Death by Lightning.
That is, we got to talk a little bit about that.
Is that on the Discovery Channel?
No. When it comes back, I'm going to tell you, it is absolutely amazing.
It's Comedy Central.
No, it's not even Comedy Central. It is incredible. We'll talk a little bit about that. Got some other good stuff on the way, too. Plus, BBC, Jack the Pooch. Talk about that. Was not a good move. What we doing there? Right, all right. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Well, I don't have much to say about those individuals, and they're going to have to explain themselves to their constituents and to the American people. I certainly believe that Senate Democrats, the overwhelming majority of Senate Democrats, led by Chuck Schumer, have waged a valiant fight over the last 7 weeks.
And then they won last Tuesday, and by Sunday night, it was for naught. They're done. Done! By the way, the people that crossed over, they have nothing to lose. Their constituents are fine with it, and they'll forget about it in a week because we have an attention span of a gnat.
What do you think pushed them over, man?
I think the biggest thing was, for some of them was their constituents. For others, it's their retiring. And I think they look at this as this is all about power, not about the people. The people are suffering. And when you're done, how many times you see this in a politician who says they're going to retire and they're on, they're already, their foot's out the door. They're just waiting. They'll say things and act a way that you think most of them really think, but are afraid to say. And I think that's a lot of it too. I think they're looking, going, this is hurting our nation. We're getting ready. Would this have been different in May? Maybe, but because we've got the holidays here, people are struggling. They're seeing the SNAP benefits. I think was a huge part of it. And then I think this weekend, the flying was a disaster for a lot of people. It was. So I think that, knowing that you're not going to get voted out because of this gives you some safety.
There was a regional airlines in Hawaii that went into bankruptcy because of the reduction in flights.
Yeah.
They were kind of on the edge anyway. So I'm like I told you out before the show, I guarantee you that the airline lobby went in there and was like, get this fixed.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's also, if you watched the air traffic control folks, their head, who's been out there every day talking about this, what a nightmare this has become, that really put a hurting on them. I think both sides were, and quite frankly, I think the Republicans, if they would have held out, I think at some point in time they were going to have to make a decision. But I think for the betterment of the people, these people said, no, we got to get this done. We do. We got to get this done. And it's frustrating. I think if you'd asked a lot of Republicans if they would have took Chuck Schumer's, knowing they couldn't be in trouble for it, Trump wasn't going to come after him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them would have said, yeah, they took whatever Chuck gave on Friday to get this done. But because it's about the power, very rarely about the people, I think that was I think we got some people who weren't really worried about being voted out, and because they won last year, and the other ones are all retiring. So, you know what? We're moving on. Still not over. Okay, so the show I'm watching, guys.
Yeah.
Death by Lightning.
Death by Lightning.
It's about James Garfield and his assassination.
From Rockford File? Oh,
no, not that James Garfield. So, remember, he was the 20th president, and it's an amazing watch. It's got like Michael Shannon, who's awesome in it.
Oh, yeah. I freaking love Michael Shannon.
It's got Betty Gilpin, Bradley Whitford is in it. Nick Offerman is in it. Nick Offerman plays Chester A. Arthur, his vice president.
That's a good cast.
And he goes to give a speech, right, for somebody to be the nominee, right? And this is the big battle that's going on between Grant and all of these people, who's going to be the nominee. And his speech is so electric, it goes through like 35 votes to see who's going to be the nomination. And he ends up being the nomination, and that was not his jam. And he wouldn't even go and actually go out and campaign. He went home, said, I'm going to campaign for my front lawn. But
he was Biden before Biden.
Yeah, the thing about him that's interesting is it's about him and this guy named Charles Guteau, who is this loser hanger-oner who only wants, he's a shyster. He's everything he touches fails. And he's the guy who's the assassin. And it's just how their paths cross, how he's trying in every way, shape, or form to become something. But it's so amazing. And Michael Shannon's just incredible. And so is, by the way, Nick Offerman's hilarious in this. Because Chester Arthur, if you guys know anything about him, he was the guy they would send in to break up the unions. He would fight every night. He had hookers. His wife had died, and he just didn't care. He was a drunk.
I was watching a video on YouTube last night about different ways that the presidents died.
Yeah.
And he was one of the examples they used, and I can't remember the specifics, but he had a pretty horrific death.
Yeah. Yeah, he died like the year after he got out from being president. And he didn't want to be president because, people don't realize that, Garfield was alive for a while. And he didn't want to make any decisions because Garfield was still alive.
It was like 70 days that he survived after the assassination attempt, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. He lasted a couple months, and he was just lingering, like in between death and life and death and life and death and life. But when you go and look at how, and Chester Arthur, he would go down and he was part of like the commerce. He would go down to the docks and he was just take money from people. He was, and he'd fight every night, just start fighting people.
This is the vice president.
Yeah, yeah. He died from, what did he die? It was some bizarre thing, right? That he died from. What did he die from? He died from some weird, because he was a hot mess, too.
Let's see here.
See, Chester Arthur
Bright's
died.
disease shut down his kidneys.
Yes, yeah. Well, because he was a drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Cerebral hemorrhage. He never gained consciousness.
That'll do
But
it.
his kidneys were failing. His liver was failing. He would drink nonstop.
He was only 57 years old.
Yeah.
He's as old as I am.
Yeah. Yeah. And these guys had seen a lot, too, because all of them were in the war at one time or another.
Sure, I'm glad I stopped fighting every night.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, too.
So's your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you are, too. And they all look like they were 106 back then. Man, you got to watch it just for the outfits and the giant facial hair they all had. I would be in a movie like this just for the outfits. By the way, Garfield was only 49 when he died.
Goodness.
And he looked like, even in his pictures, he looked to be 150.
That was rough living back then, man.
Rough living back then. All right, coming up, BBC, as I said earlier, Jack the Pooch on this one. Sorry about that, Mr. President. We'll talk a bit about that, among other things. You can text us, tweet at us, do all the things. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So the Brits are in a bit of a hot spot, you know what I mean? A bit in a bother right now, you know what I mean? And the reason is the BBC, they have this thing called Panorama. Think of it, it's like our 60 Minutes. Okay, it's very, and I'll tell you guys, the BBC is one of those things where if you have that on your resume as a journalist, that's like having Google or, YouTube or any of these things on your resume when it comes to being a coder or something like that. It's very few things. I had so many friends who had worked for the BBC back in the day, and it gets you so in the door, right? Gets you so in the door. It's the same thing, like, for me in radio, who I worked with and who I produced for a few years before he passed away, I would get, like, people when I send out a resume or somebody, people just call me sometimes to go, I just want to talk to you about that guy. What was it like working with him? Right? It's like, so that's the kind of thing it is, having that. Well, they screwed up in a major way to the point where they had several resignations, including their CEO, who she's gone. And the reason? Well, it's this clip. So there are two clips here. This is the original clip that should have been played during this, documentary.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
That's it. What did they play on the show?
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell.
Wow. That is so ridiculous. This is their CEO.
Have you found the BBC? I would like to say it has been the privilege of my career to serve as the CEO of BBC News and to work with our brilliant team of journalists. I stepped down over the weekend because the buck stops with me. But I'd like to make one thing very clear. BBC News is not institutionally biased. That's why it's the world's most trusted news provider.
Kind of hard to be trusted when you did what you did. Now, they did not produce it, but they had final cut on it. And nobody bothered to go, hey, should somebody watch this entire thing to make sure he said that? No. And BBC has had some serious issues in the last couple months when it comes to Gaza and a few things like that, where they have posted stuff that wasn't real. But both sides have had that, in that situation. Because war, well, what's the thing with war? The first casualty is truth. This is Tony Mangold, who was at one time a guy who kind of ran everything at the BBC. He now works for Sky, talking about what a giant mess up this is.
I can't understand how it happened. I mean, changing somebody's speech by deliberately misediting is the worst crime imaginable in BBC News. You just don't do it. This film was made by an independent company called October Films, but the BBC carries total responsibility for what was in the film and in the way in which it was edited. Now, it may well have been edited originally to make the clip more exciting, but that should have been picked up within seconds by the BBC. BBC cannot get its news wrong. It simply cannot do that. And worse still, it cannot deliberately misedit the speech of the President of the United States, for heaven's sake. You can't misedit that and think you're going to get away with it.
They thought they were. Trump is threatening $1 billion lawsuit. And we know he loves himself some lawsuits.
There's something very weird going on at the BBC at the moment. I simply don't understand it. The Director General has presided over a particularly dark period for BBC News. And this affects the whole of the corporation. I love the BBC. I worked for it for 40 years. I think he sits on top of a small disaster here. And I think there will have to be root and branch changes in the structure of BBC News management before we can be reassured that this is not going to continue.
So, and the BBC's got a lot of issues. Okay, first and foremost, since this happened, so the lady, Deborah, she was their CEO, she's gone. Their second in charge and their head counsel, he's gone. You had a couple other people. And this is on the tail end of, they had a huge scandal with a guy named Jimmy Savile. And this guy, he was their Mr. Rogers, who also happened to be a horrific child molester.
Goodness.
And they knew about it.
Wow.
They covered that up. They knew there was a lot of stuff going on with him. And several people through the years had said stuff about it, you know, kind of like just throwing it out there, like just like they did with Cosby. And it was bad. But this is, again, you wonder why people don't trust. BBC is supposed to be one of those ones where you're above reproach.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're supposed to go, yes, I get it, right? Like if they're bringing you something. But it's not that way anymore. It's not. And this is why people don't trust the media.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, all they had to do was watch.
Watch the damn thing.
That's what editors do.
Yeah. And nobody thought for a moment, maybe we should not do this. Nobody did. Nobody thought for the moment that Donald Trump, who, let's be real, has been known to be litigious in the past, nobody thought for a moment, we can't do this. What is this? We can't take the president of the United States, the most powerful man on the planet, and put this in there, making it look like he was telling everybody to go fight, and get in there when that's not what he said. Nobody did. That is a failure of epic proportions in that situation. And yet, here they are. And now it's going to cost him because you know he's going to sue and he's going to win. They're going to have to settle out of court with him if he decides to, although they fired everybody, so that might be good enough for him. Right? Keir Starmer might call it because, please, Donald, don't sue us. We don't have any money. It's all gone now. We had to give it away. Oh, you Brits. Just embarrassing. We asked earlier, I have the answer, guys, about who gets the money if you write a song and AI produces it. So, if the person uses the tool like a modern instrument with their own lyrics and structure, that can be yours, and you can register it with ASCAP and everything. If it's purely AI-generated work, it is not copyrightable. So you may not be eligible for that. And it could go straight to the public domain. So if you pay for the prescription like a pro plan on a lot of these, the commercial rights and ownerships of songs, you can sell them and monetize them, but it depends on how much you actually do in creating the song. Which is interesting. Because you know that first AI artist, Belle, that R&B chick, she's got radio play now.
Are you talking about the one that uses AI to write the music, but she does the lyrics?
Yeah, it's got radio play now.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. So it's just fascinating. You know what? AI, at least when AI messes up, it messes up because it's either trying to make me happy or it just doesn't know and it just throws something out there. But that's happening less and less. That's what's crazy. That is happening less and less. Several of you were chiming in about what to do with healthcare costs because look, we're hearing from a lot of you. You guys are frustrated by this. And I hate to tell you, your 2026 healthcare costs are going up. The Republicans aren't going to save it. It isn't going to happen. Even if they're going to try to do something, it's too late. That, as they say, it's been baked in already for 2026.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've already chosen our electives.
Yeah. It's baked in. It's there. It's done. So now what? Well, a lot of you are saying, well, can't we have, the competition? Here's the problem. Everything is very regional, which is an issue. Secondly, every state has their own commission that they have insurance, and they want to run things the way they want to run them. So having a national platform sounds great, but that would mean you'd have to have, national hospitals that you contract with, I guess? You almost have to treat it like, what you have to treat it like, guys? Like cell phone carriers. So if you're in a different state and you need to tap into whatever it is that you have, you'd have to go somewhere where they have an agreement, like to use them. But it is a tough thing. The insurance, again, we pay a lot. Only 20% goes to actual pay for the care that you get or I get. And having it as a nationwide thing is it sounds neat, like, oh, cool, it'll be great. But what we're really looking for is, could you have a nationwide catastrophic plan and everybody do their own thing? I know he's pitching more money going into, because it's funny, the way that he talks about it this weekend on his Truth Social was essentially taking the same amount of money right now for subsidies and just giving it to the states to put into health savings plans for people, and then giving people the opportunity to have which is what I think most people want. We want a catastrophic, and we want to be able to have a one-on-one with a doctor where we pay cash.
Yeah, but the Democrats aren't going to want that because then that takes away federal control.
Yeah, well, that's it. Which was what we want, right? None of us want federal control because that's what gets us into the mess of unstoppable spending and the kind of regulations and insanity that we see where it's too hard to unwind. So the Democrats can cry about, well, this is the Republicans. No, you guys, this was all you. Somebody said earlier about John McCain being a rhino and stuff. John McCain voted against it. Was I thrilled by it? No, but he was also right in the sense that the Republicans at that time had nothing to replace it. And the Republicans do a lot of good stuff, but healthcare isn't one of them. And now they have an opportunity to get into the healthcare side of things and make a difference. But yeah, this time next year, if there is no end in sight and they haven't come up with a comprehensive plan, then yes, it is going to be, they will have already found out how bad it's going to be for them. So they better come up with something and take the lead on it and bring the Democrats in and everybody take a hold of it. But it did not work. Obamacare did not work the way they thought. All right, coming up, kids, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages. Got some fun stuff because we do have some fun stuff, including spider web that's pretty big. Have you guys seen that spider web?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it is. It's the thing of nightmares. Let's just put it that way. We'll talk about that. A bunch of other good things on the way. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. I'm feeling like he is a free market hemper.
Pretty much.
So they're trying to squeeze something in that kills the weed, huh? Every day. Good God.
Not even weed this time, just hemp.
Just hemp. Jiminy Cricket. That is insane. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, Paul says this doesn't have anything to do with reopening the government. We shouldn't even be debating this.
That is funny, though. They always try to sneak something in.
Sliding something in, boy.
Only government can save you.
Only government. Yeah, save us. Save us, government. Save us. Tell us what else you want us to do, government. You're so good. You're so good to us, government. You're so good. I believe everything you say. So good. You're the best. Such a bunch of clowns. They are a bunch of clowns. It's a spider web and it's big. If you want things of nightmare, we have found it.
I don't like that.
Okay, you ready
There's
for
a guy
this?
standing right by it like it's no big deal.
Well, you know why? He's touching it because it looks like it's just part of the wall. It is almost 1,500 square feet, no sunlight whatsoever, and host, are you ready for this? About 110,000 spiders. That is insane. It is so creepy. And it looks like it looks like something out of a movie. Like you're ready to watch it just break apart and hundreds of thousands of spiders land right on top of you.
In your face and in your ears.
Oh,
and
in your
eyes.
ears and your face. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's the kind of thing, it's creepy. It is. Nature, man. I'm telling you, nature. Nature will mess you up, will scare the bajiminy out of you every single day. And this has tons of and it's pitch black too. That's the other thing. Do you think they are wandering around going, it's creepy down here? No, they're spiders. They don't know. They have no idea. It's crazy. And then here's something else about nature that's creepy. Did you see the rat catch a bat?
Yes. Yeah, you sent that to me.
Isn't that crazy? Bats flying around, a rat's looking. It's pitch black, obviously, because it's night, and where the bats are before they take off. And this rat's just looking around, and one flies by, and it just reaches out. You're mine. I love you. I've always loved you.
They are highly intelligent.
Yes. Yeah. But it's so creepy. You're like, oh, good. Now rats can catch bats.
Yeah. Snatches it right out of the air.
Right out of the air. And I'm wondering
And the bat's
why.
probably like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. But, the thing is, it's like, do they eat that? Is that their thing now?
I guess so.
Oh, my God. It's going to be the great bat and rat war coming in 2026.
Just as long as we don't have to wear masks.
Nope. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. We didn't get to the 50-year mortgage. We should touch on that. More on the government shutdown. And now it may still be shut down because of weed. You guys and your weed or hemp or something. Talk a bit about that as well. Also, Tucker Carlson, the hate for him continues. And it's kind of hilarious. We'll talk a little bit about Ted Cruz losing his mind because he's Ted Cruz. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 98.7.